In this video, I'm showing you the proper and best way to play Germany and Rise of Nations. So as soon as you load into a game, you want to press A on your keyboard so you can get to research, and you want to go to tank research. You want to right click on all these. First, right click on tank improvements, then these. Then after that, you want to go to country, press policies, and advance the research bureau. After that, you want to go to maximum military spending, and you want to press S on your keyboard so you can get to doctrines. Press doctrines. Go to land, and you want to go maneuver warfare, armored fist, and then combined bombardment. Then with your infantry, you want to bring it over to Liechtenstein, and you want to start justifying war goal on Liechtenstein and Luxembourg. Then after that, you want to press one of your square cities. It doesn't matter, but I like doing it in the Rhineland. You want to press one of them, press buildings, click steel manufactory, and then you want to make a motor, an electronics, and a fertilizer factory. After you justify war goal on Liechtenstein, you want to declare on them and put your infantry and just click on their city. Once you take their city, you want to click their flag in the bottom right corner. You want to press negotiate terms, and you want to press annex cities, see state treasury, and see state resources. Then you want to right click this right arrow, boom, there, and then you want to send terms and double click it. Then once your justification on Luxembourg is done, you also want to bring your infantry here, and you want to declare on Luxembourg. And after you annex Liechtenstein, you want to build 3 civilian factories here in these square cities, and then bring your infantry into Luxembourg. When you take all their cities, you want to do the same as you did with Liechtenstein, annex cities, treasury, and resources, and make sure it's on 70%, and send terms. Then you want to justify war goal on Poland and Czechoslovakia for your next targets. I meant to say Czech. And you also want to trade for resources. This is what I like to do. You want to trade for 4 tungsten from Vietnam. You want to buy 2 titanium from Senegal. Then you want to buy 4 phosphate from Morocco or Tunisia. Then you want to buy 4 iron from Algeria. And then you want to buy 2 gold from Ghana. And you want to buy 2 copper from Chile. Also to mention, you want to do all this as quickly as possible. You don't have to go as slow as me. You want to immediately justify on Liechtenstein and Luxembourg and do this as quickly as possible. Once your civilian factories are made, you want to sell 100 to India, or just sell your consumers to AI, but if you're lucky, you'll be able to sell 100 to India if they're AI. If you get that lucky, you want to put your research spending to max and your government spending to max, and also put your taxation settings to maximum. And for laws, we're going to go press regulation, state focus. And we're also going to make tanks. Just press control, left click, and drag on your country, and just make tanks. After you justify war goal on Poland and Czechoslovakia, you want to justify war goal on the Netherlands and Belgium. Once your tanks are made, you can declare war on Poland. You want to drag, just left click these. You want to press tank only. You want to shift click, and just click multiple points like this and form line. Then drag again, press tanks, and auto capture Poland. And then now that we have more tanks, you can do the same thing. Shift click and click, and form line, tanks, auto capture Poland. Also, I forgot to mention, on doctrines, you can also get military leaders, recruit new leaders, and the first 4 are going to be Army, the second 4 are going to be Navy, and the third 4 are going to be... As Germany, you normally want to get Panzer Commander, but we don't have that, so I'm just going to take Occupation Speed, Bunker Buster. After you get that, you want to press back, you want to click your leader, press assign, and assign it to German Army, or any of the armies if you have Air Force or Navy. Once you take Poland, you can press negotiate terms, annex cities, treasury, and resources. And if you have 90% of their cities and they're at 10% capitulation, you can force peace them. I'll show you that in Czechoslovakia. Also, after you justify war goal on Netherlands and Belgium, you want to justify war goal on France and Austria. Okay, now here's the example of force peacing. You see how Czechoslovakia still has their capital, or if you're invading Russia or any other country, they might have a lot of cities, but for Czech, they only have their capital. You can press their flag, negotiate terms, annex city, treasury, and resources. Press select cities, left click and drag on all their cities, and make sure you have all of them selected. Then you can submit demands as long as they're under 10%. After you justify war goal on Austria and France, you want to justify a war goal on Slovakia and Switzerland. For France and the Benelux, you want to bring all your tanks over here, and you can also make more if you need. Since these are going to be players, it's going to be a lot harder. Now we can declare war on France, the Dutch, and Belgium. You want to drag click on your tanks, assign them to the German army since now we have a military leader, and you can auto capture all. And then you can do the same with these tanks, assign them to the German army, form line, and auto capture all. You also have to make sure your economy is not dying, which mine is. If you need to fix that, you can bring down your spending, research, and government, but you usually never want to bring down your military spending. For Germany, the best way to get money is invading other countries. Now we can peace Belgium, and we can peace the Dutch, negotiate annex cities, treasury, and resources. Paris isn't really worth it since you can just force peace them, but I'm gonna take it. Okay, now that France is under 10%, you can press negotiate terms, annex cities, treasury, and resources, and make sure you have all their cities selected and press send terms. Then for Austria, Switzerland, and Slovakia, they are mountainous, so you want to bring your infantry, put them in a little mountainous tile. You can put them right here, and they should be able to train very quickly. And you also might want to make another motor factory. Once you have your infantry here, drag and click on all of them and mount specialization. Tanks could be used, and you could train them to mountain specialization. They are very useless in mountains. They can attrition, and they just go very slow. So that's why infantry is a lot better. Now that our infantry is trained, you can declare war on Austria, Switzerland, and Slovakia. And with these, just press auto capture all. As you get all these countries, you're going to need more consumer goods, so you can make more fertilizer factories, electronics, steel, motor, and make sure to keep making more civilian factories. After you justify war goal on Slovenia and Italy, you want to justify war goal on Croatia and Hungary. And now we can force peace Switzerland, annex cities, treasury, resources, make sure we have all their cities selected, and submit demands. These tanks are pretty much useless now that we're in the mountains. You can keep them, but I'm just going to disband them. For ideologies, it's really your playstyle, but for how Germany's usually played, the best ideology would be nationalism and then go to fascism. The annoying thing about Slovakia is you have to take every single one of their cities, and you cannot force peace them. After justifying war goal on Hungary and Croatia, justify war goal on Ukraine and Belarus. Now we can peace Slovakia. And by now, your economy should be great. You should be able to really take any country in Europe right now. Russia might be a challenge, but most Russia players are not really competent, so they should be very easy to take. Now for laws, for late game, I would suggest you go press regulation, propaganda only, party loyalty maximum, and firearm regulation illegal. Then for population growth, you can go encouraged, but it does mess up your economy a little bit. Then for working hours, you want to go unlimited. Resource subsidization, I suggest you keep that at none. War bonds maximum, I guess it makes your economy really good, but the war exhaustion, stability, and integration speed is just horrible. So if you do use war bonds, I suggest only moderate, because you can still use it without going into war exhaustion, without gaining war exhaustion. For leaders, you can get, since you're going to be most likely going fascist, you want to get leaders with a gray name. If they have a blue name or a light blue name, that means they're a Democrat. If they have a light red name or a reddish name, they're a communist or socialist. And if they have a gray name, they're fascist. Now, by this time in the game, you have a really good, strong economy. You can make as many tanks as you want, so you should be able to take any country you want. So that's the end of the tutorial. If you want to see more content like this, check out my channel.